My dearest dreamer, welcome back to your safe space. Find a comfortable position, lie down, close your eyes, and prepare to follow the sound of my voice. Your journey to peace begins now. Let's begin our visualization tonight on a journey. Imagine yourself walking all alone down a very old, very quiet cobblestone street. It is late, so very late, well past midnight. The world is asleep, and a deep, profound, silent snow is falling. It is not a harsh blizzard, it is a magical, heavy, soft snowfall. Huge, fluffy snowflakes are drifting down from the dark sky, swirling and dancing in the light of the old gas lamps. Let's focus on the light. The gas lamps are the only light here. They cast a warm, deep, golden glow on the narrow street, and this golden light makes the falling snow look like swirling golden embers. It is so beautiful. And let's focus on the cold. You can feel the crisp, clean, cold air on your face. You pull your warm scarf up just over your nose, and your breath creates a soft white cloud in the golden light. Breathing in the cold, pure air, breathing out a soft, warm cloud. And now, let's focus on the sound, or rather, the lack of sound. The snow is a blanket. It is absorbing everything. The entire city is muffled, silent. The only sound in the whole world is the sound of your own steady footsteps on the fresh, new-fallen snow. Let's walk together. Let's find our rhythm, a soft, gentle crunch. You take another step, crunch. This is our anchor for this part of the journey, just this sound. Let's walk and listen. Left and right. A slow, steady, peaceful rhythm. The sound of your own calm, mindful progress through this magical, sleeping, golden world. You walk past the closed shops, the bakery, its windows dark, its ovens cold, the bookshop, its stories all asleep on their shelves, the tailor shop, dark and still. Everything is resting. Everyone is dreaming. You feel like the only person awake in the entire world, and it is not a lonely feeling. It is a peaceful feeling, a feeling of solitude, of quiet wonder. And as you walk, crunch, crunch, you see something up ahead, a difference in the darkness, another light, a light that is not a street lamp. You continue your slow, steady walk. Crunch, crunch. Your eyes are fixed on that one different light. It is not the tall golden glow of the gas lamps. This light is warmer, brighter, and lower to the ground. It is a shop window, the only shop on this entire street that is still awake. The sign above it, barely visible under a layer of fresh snow, reads, "The Midnight Toymaker." You feel a gentle, curious pull drawing you closer. You step off the path and walk through the deep, untouched snow right up to the large glass window. Your footsteps stop. Now you are still. You place your gloved hands on the cold windowsill and you peer inside, and you see magic. The window display is not a static thing. It is a living, breathing, miniature world. In the center is a tiny, perfect alpine village, its little houses covered in sparkling artificial snow. There are tiny, glowing lanterns on the tiny streets. But the real magic is the train. A beautiful, small clockwork train with a little puff of real white steam rising from its chimney. It is moving. It is slowly, rhythmically circling the village. Let's just watch it. Let's follow it with our eyes. We hear its tiny, faint clockwork sound, whir, click-clack, as it crosses a tiny wooden bridge. It disappears into a small, dark tunnel painted on the backdrop. We wait, and it emerges out the other side. Whir, click-clack, hypnotic, perfect. And all around the train are the toys. Beautiful, old-fashioned wooden toys. You see a line of brave red wooden soldiers. You see a perfect carved rocking horse with a real horsehair tail. You see a doll with porcelain skin and bright blue glass eyes that seems to be looking right at you. You are mesmerized, lost in this miniature world. So lost that you barely notice that the large wooden door to the shop, the door right next to the window, is not quite closed. It is just slightly ajar. And from that tiny gap, you can feel it, a wave of impossible warmth. And you can hear other sounds, the sounds of life. You stand there in the swirling snow, torn between the cold, beautiful street and the warm, mysterious, golden light coming from the open door. You feel a pull, a gentle, kind, warm invitation. You are so cold, and the shop looks so warm. You decide you have to see what is inside. You lift your gloved hand and you gently push the old wooden door. It swings open, not with a creak, but with a sound of pure, gentle magic. A small brass bell tied to the inside of the door jingles. A clear, bright, cheerful sound that cuts through the muffled silence of the snow. And you step inside. You step out of the cold, blue winter night and into a world of golden, moving warmth. Instantly, a wave of incredible warmth washes over your face and body. And the smells, oh, the smells. It smells of a crackling pine wood fire. It smells of sawdust and fresh carved wood, of beeswax and faint, sweet lacquer. It is the smell of creation. You turn and gently pull the heavy door shut behind you. It closes with a soft, solid thud. The bell jingles one last time softly. And in that instant, the sound of the wind and the snow is gone, completely muffled, a distant memory. You are left in a new world of sound. First, you hear the fire, a deep, strong, steady crackle and pop from a large fireplace somewhere in the back of the room. And then you hear them, the clocks, not one, but dozens, a wonderful, magical, complex symphony of ticking. And you turn. You stand just inside the door, letting the warmth from the fireplace soak into your clothes, and you just listen. Let's take a long, long moment to do nothing but listen. Let's focus on that wonderful, magical sound, the sound of the clocks. It is not a single sound, but a beautiful, complex chorus, a symphony of time. 100 tiny wooden and metal heartbeats, all filling the warm, safe air. Let's try to find the individuals. Listen past the others. Can you hear the main one? The deep, slow, steady tick-tock of the tall grandfather clock standing in the corner. It is the conductor, the anchor, a deep, resonant, wooden sound. Tick, a pause, tock. So slow, so calm, so certain. It is the sound of patience, of history. Let's just listen to that one sound for a moment. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Now let's shift our hearing. Listen underneath that sound. Do you hear the faster ones? The light, quick, busy tick, 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 tick of a small brass mantel clock on a high shelf. It sounds excited, joyful, like a tiny, happy, mechanical heart beating quickly. And listen for the others. A soft, wooden clunk, clunk, clunk from a cuckoo clock, its wooden gears turning slowly. It is not its hour, so the little bird is fast asleep behind its little wooden door. Just the sound of its inner workings, dreaming. All of these sounds, the fast and the slow, the metal and the wood, they all weave together. They are not fighting. They are creating a pattern, a complex, beautiful, hypnotic rhythm. The sound of the shop's life. Now, let's walk slowly towards that tall grandfather clock. Let's look at it. It is made of dark, polished cherry wood. It is tall, taller than you. Let's look at its face. The long, elegant black hands sweeping slowly. And look, below the hands is a small painted disc, a moon phase. It shows a perfect, golden, smiling moon against a deep, starry blue sky. It is a clock that knows the night. And behind the glass door, see the pendulum, a large, heavy, golden brass disc. It is swinging, slowly, perfectly, rhythmically, back and forth, left and right, a perfect, visual, hypnotic motion. Let's just watch it. Watch the pendulum swing, left and right, matching the slow, deep tick-tock of its voice. It is so steady, so reliable. It is the anchor of the entire room. lets your breathing begin to match its rhythm. Breathe in as it swings to the left. Breathe out as it swings to the right. A slow pendulum breath. In and out, left and right. And all around you, the other clocks, the other pendulums, all swinging, all ticking, all singing their own quiet song. A room full of gentle, mechanical life. A room full of perfect, orderly peace. And you are standing right in the middle of it, safe and warm and completely hypnotized by the sound of time itself. You slowly pull your gaze away from the swinging pendulum and its steady, calming rhythm. You turn and look towards the center of the vast, warm room, and you see it, the miniature world you saw from the window. It is a massive, sprawling, incredibly detailed model railway. It takes up the entire middle of the shop, a huge, sprawling table filled with a landscape of pure imagination. Let's walk over to it and just observe. Let's lose ourselves in this tiny, perfect world. You stand at the edge, looking down. You see tiny, perfect, snow-covered mountains made of plaster and paint. You see a tiny frozen lake made of a single piece of reflective blue glass. You see a tiny bustling village with little houses, and each tiny house has a tiny warm yellow light glowing in its tiny windows. A perfect miniature safe haven. And then you hear it, a new sound joining the chorus of the clocks and the fire, a quiet, steady, rhythmic sound, a chuff, chuff, clickety-clack. The train. Let's find it. You follow the sound with your eyes and you see it, emerging from a small, dark, painted tunnel. It's a beautiful, old-fashioned steam locomotive painted a deep, glossy black. A tiny, glowing red light is on its front, and a tiny, perfect white puff of real magical steam rises from its chimney. Let's just follow it. Let's watch it on its journey. Our eyes are now locked onto this single moving thing. This is our new anchor, our new hypnotic rhythm. Watch it as it travels on its tiny silver tracks. Dud, chuff, chuff, clickety-clack. It is moving slowly, steadily. It is in no hurry. It passes by the frozen glass lake and then begins to climb the miniature snowy mountain. Dud, chuff, chuff. It is working a little harder now as it climbs the gentle slope, higher and higher, past the tiny bottle brush pine trees covered in artificial snow. It reaches the summit and then it disappears into a dark mountain tunnel. And the sound changes. It becomes muffled, distant, echoing. A chuff, clack, chuff, clack. We just wait. We stand here in the warm, quiet shop, surrounded by the ticking clocks, just waiting, watching the dark, empty hole of the tunnel, waiting for the light. And then there it is. The tiny red light appears at the other end, and the train emerges back into the light. The sound returns, clear and steady. Dud, chuff, clickety-clack. It glides down the other side of the mountain, approaches a long, elegant wooden bridge that crosses a tiny painted river canyon. The train moves onto the bridge. Dud, clackety-clack. The sound is different on the bridge, hollow, resonant. It crosses safely, and then it enters the tiny, sleeping, glowing village. It glides slowly past the tiny, perfect lit-up houses, past the tiny town square. It brings a feeling of life and gentle motion to this peaceful, sleeping world. And then it leaves the village and enters the long, straight part of the track, back to where it began. Dud, chuff, chuff, clickety-clack. It has completed its journey. It has come full circle. And it does not stop. It immediately begins again. It passes the glass lake. It climbs the mountain. It enters the tunnel. It emerges. It crosses the bridge. It passes the village, around and around and around. A perfect, endless, predictable loop. A journey that is always moving, but always safe. A journey that always returns home. Let's just watch this for a long, long, peaceful time. Let our mind lock on to this rhythm, the rhythm of the train. Dut, chuff, chuff, clickety-clack. Let it hypnotize you. Let your thoughts just ride on that train, around and around and around, until all your other thoughts just fade away. There is only the sound of the clocks, and the sound of the fire, and the steady, peaceful, endless journey of the little toy train. After a long, long, peaceful time, watching the endless, perfect journey of the little train, your gaze is pulled away, pulled towards the source of the warmth, pulled towards the large, crackling fireplace. And it is here that you see him. You did not notice him before. He was so quiet, sitting in a large, old, wooden rocking chair. Right beside the fire is the Toymaker. Let's just look at him for a moment. He is a very old man, like someone from a storybook. He has a kind, wrinkled face and a pair of small, round spectacles perched on his nose. A long, white, soft-looking beard rests on his chest. He is wearing a simple leather apron covered in sawdust and magic. He is not sleeping. He is working. He is awake with you in this magical midnight world. He has not looked up. He has not noticed you. He is completely, peacefully absorbed in his work. Let's move a little closer. Silently, let's see what he is creating. In one hand, he holds a small, simple block of pale white wood. In the other, he holds a small, sharp carving knife. And he is carving, slowly, patiently, with a lifetime of love in his hands. Let's just watch his hands. Watch the knife. He pulls the blade in a long, smooth, steady motion, and a perfect, thin curl of wood, a wood shaving, peels away and falls silently to his lap. It looks like a curl of dried apple. And let's listen. If we listen very, very carefully, past the ticking of the clocks and the chuffing of the train, we can hear a new sound, the sound of his knife. A soft, sharp, satisfying shh. It is a sound of creation, of patience, a sound as hypnotic as the rain. Let's just listen to that. Mm, 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 mm. With every pass of the blade, the shape becomes clearer. A head, a tiny pointed ear, a long, graceful neck. He is carving a small wooden horse, a toy for a child somewhere in the waking world. Now he stops carving. He sets the knife down, and he picks up the tiniest, most delicate brass hammer and a small wooden peg. He is attaching a tiny wooden leg. He holds it in place and he taps. Tap, tap, tap. A delicate, precise, perfect little sound. Tap, tap, tap. It is the sound of something being made, of being completed. The sounds of the workshop are the most beautiful lullaby. The deep crackle of the fire, the steady tick-tock of the clocks, the endless chuff-chuff of the train, and now the gentle shh, and the tiny tap-tap-tap of the maker. Let's just float in this cloud of sound, this perfect, warm, golden, safe cloud of creative sound. There is no world outside this room. There is no worry or fear. There is only the fire and the time and the journey and the gentle, loving act of making. And you are here, a silent, welcome witness to the magic. You stand there, perfectly still, just watching him work. Tap, tap, tap. He sinks the final peg, and his hands stop. He holds the little wooden horse up to the firelight. He inspects it, turning it over in his hands. It is perfect. He nods once, satisfied. And then, very slowly, he turns his head, and his eyes find yours. He looks at you sitting there in the shadows of his shop, and you see he is not surprised. He is not angry. His eyes are kind, and they are smiling. He gives you a slow, gentle, welcoming nod, as if he has been expecting you, as if you are a regular and welcome visitor to his magical midnight world. You feel a sense of profound relief and safety. You are meant to be here. You try to smile back, but instead, a long, slow yawn escapes you. You are so tired. The Toymaker sees this. His smile deepens. He understands. He knows it is almost time for sleep. But not just yet. There is one final gift. He places the finished wooden horse carefully on his workbench, and then, with a soft groan of old bones, he stands up from his rocking chair. He is very old, and he moves very slowly. He shuffles across the wooden floor to a tall, dark wooden cabinet covered in dust. He reaches up to a high shelf, and he takes down an old, dark wooden box. It is beautifully polished with intricate, inlaid patterns of mother of pearl, a crescent moon, and stars. A music box. He shuffles back towards you and places the music box on a small table right beside you. He finds a small brass key in his pocket. He slides the key into a small hole in the side of the box and, oh, he begins to wind it. Let's listen to that sound. A slow, gentle, mechanical click, click, click. The sound of tension being gathered. The sound of potential energy. A click, click, click. He winds it until it is full. He removes the key. He looks at you one last time, his kind eyes twinkling. And with one finger, he gently opens the lid. And a new sound is born into the room. A new magical layer. The sound of the music box. It is the most beautiful, simple, gentle melody. A lullaby. Just a few clear, delicate, silver notes tinkling in the warm, safe air. It is a sound of pure, childlike innocence. A sound of nostalgia. It weaves perfectly with the ticking of the clocks and the crackling of the fire and the distant rhythmic chuffing of the train. The Toymaker smiles, nods, and shuffles back to his chair by the fire. He picks up a new block of wood and begins his quiet work again. He has left this music for you. So let's just listen. Let this simple, gentle, repeating melody slow down, slow down. Let it be your only focus. Let it wash over you. Let it be the anchor that holds you as you begin to drift. It is the sound of safety, the sound of rest, and it is making your eyelids so very heavy. You sit and listen to the beautiful, clear, silver notes of the music box. Over and over, the gentle lullaby repeats, and with each repetition, you feel yourself sinking deeper, deeper into the warmth, deeper into the peace. Your eyelids are so heavy now, so very heavy. They feel like warm velvet curtains wanting to close. You feel another long, slow yawn building in your chest. You are so wonderfully, peacefully tired. The old Toymaker, still working by the fire, he notices. He notices without even looking up. He stops his carving. The soft shh, shh sound stops. He looks at you, his eyes kind and understanding, over the top of his small, round spectacles. He can see that you are ready for rest. He does not speak. He does not need to. He simply lifts his old, weathered hand and he points. He points to a dark, quiet corner of the workshop, a corner you had not noticed before. You follow his finger with your gaze, and you see it, nestled between two tall shelves of sleeping dolls, is a bed, but not just any bed. It is a large, antique, wooden rocking bed, a cradle built for an adult. It is piled high with the softest, thickest patchwork quilts and large, fluffy pillows. It looks like the safest, most comfortable place in the entire snowy world. The Toymaker gives you one last kind nod, a silent permission, a silent blessing. Go on, his smile says. Rest. Slowly, very slowly, as if moving through a dream, you stand up. You walk across the warm wooden floor, past the gently chuffing train. Shh. Past the ticking, swinging clocks. Tick, tick. And you arrive at your bed. Let's visualize this. Let's climb in. You pull back the heavy, soft quilt. The sheets inside are crisp and cool and smell faintly of cedar wood and cinnamon. You slide your legs in and lie down. A profound, deep sigh of absolute comfort escapes you. Your head sinks deep into the softest feather pillow, and you pull the heavy, heavy quilt all the way up to your chin. Feel that wonderful, grounding, comforting weight. It is your anchor. It is your shield. You are completely, perfectly safe. And as you settle, your weight sets the bed into a very, very slow, gentle motion. A slow rocking back and forth. So subtle, so gentle. A rhythm that joins all the other rhythms of the room. You are here. You are lying in a soft, warm, gently rocking bed in the safest, most magical room in the world. Your eyes are closed. Your body is heavy and warm and still. It is time to let go. There is nothing left to do but listen. Let's listen to the magical, complex lullaby of the Toymaker's shop. Let's find each sound one last time. Listen for the fire, that deep, warm, steady crackle and hum. It is the sound of warmth, the sound of the shop's heart. Feel its warmth even from across the room. Listen for the clocks, the 100 tiny, ticking, beating hearts. Tick, tock, tick, 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 clunk. It is the sound of time flowing past you like a gentle river. You are floating on that river. Listen for the train, that distant, steady, rhythmic chuff chuff, clickety clack. It is the sound of a constant, peaceful journey, around and around, always safe, always moving. Listen for the music box, that clear, simple, silver melody tinkling in the air. Tinkling in the air. It is the sound of innocence, the sound of dreams, the sound of magic. And feel the final layer, the gentle, slow rocking of your bed, back and forth, a slow, steady, perfect rhythm. The bed is rocking you as if you are a child, gently, lovingly rocking you to sleep. All of these things, the fire, the clocks, the train, the music, and the motion, they are all weaving together into one perfect, hypnotic symphony of peace. Let your mind just float in this beautiful, complex cloud of sound. There are no thoughts. There is no room for worries. There is only the warmth and the ticking and the music and the gentle, gentle rocking. You are drifting now, so heavy, so relaxed, so wonderfully sleepy. The old Toymaker is watching over you. The fire is watching over you. You are completely and totally safe. Rest now, my dearest dreamer. Rest. Sleep.